Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about quite literally the world of crypto as we are diving into metaverse projects. Two of the biggest names in metaverse projects right now are the Decentraland with Mana tokens and the Sandbox with the Sand tokens. Welcome to today's installment of Crypto Cash Out, where we bring you the latest in the world of the crypto space. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Before we begin though, we would like to make it clear that we are not giving any piece of advice on whether or not you should invest in one or the other, as we are not financial experts and we only seek to inform you. So please do some additional research after watching this video. If you are watching this video, you probably know what the metaverse is by now, but it is basically a shared network of digital worlds and it has an upward trend with the boom of NFTs and crypto. And with the announcement of Facebook that they will rebrand to Meta, Mana and SAD have gained popularity for the past few months and reached an all-time high in stocks sold. And they continue on getting more popular and more people are investing in it. Both games are similar in the way that they are backed by the Ethereum blockchain, which helps them create an alternate and digital reality in the palm of their hands. Reality can whatever you want as long as it follows in-game rules, with the land that you own in-game. Unfortunately, a lot of the similarities end there. Now let's talk about the individual projects and we shall start with the first one, which is Decentraland. It was initially created way back in 2015 when Ari Malek and Esteban Mordano wanted to create a complete 2D reality world. Their game eventually evolved to a 3D blockchain-based metaverse that is supported by the Ethereum blockchain. It was later released to the public in February 2020 and has since been the longest-running 3D metaverse that involves crypto business. Here, where people can explore and buy plots of land in the virtual world of Decentraland. In Decentraland, there are 90,601 packages of land which can be bought and used to your desire. They are then grouped into individual parcels, estates, districts, and plazas, which are untradeable parcels and are owned by the community. Not only that, but you can also do activities here such as playing games, attending concerts, and view virtual galleries among others with the land that you bought. Commercially, the Decentraland Commercial Center is outside the main 10 NFT projects by deal volume in the market. Unfortunately, the Decentraland Foundation, the team behind Decentraland, have conceded their position as head of the company and now only work as consultants and advisors for the group to give advice to the next leaders of the company so they will know what to do and be trained when the time comes. Even one of the co-founders left and has been laying low, not ready to start his own large-scale crypto project called Big Time. Decentraland also has around 20 financial backers and investors to help them with their endeavor. The Digital Currency Group, CoinFund, and Animoca have collaborated with some of the biggest names in the market like Samsung and Polygon. Even a whole country is involved now as the South Korean government has shown their support for Decentraland. Grayscale also created a trust with Decentraland to ensure 20 million Mana tokens for themselves. On the other side of the coin, the Sandbox was originally founded in 2012 also as a 2D mobile game that was called the Sandbox Evolution. 5 years later, they slowly transitioned to be more of a 3D game and the next year, they were bought by Animoca Brands to be developed into a game fully built on the Ethereum blockchain to receive multiple investments to improve the game. After a couple of years, the alpha of the game was finally released in November 2021, a lot later than the original date that they planned to release it. These days, the Sandbox is now a lot like Decentraland, where it is also a 3D virtual world that gives clients the chance to purchase up to 166,000 plots of land in the game and use them to their will in the Sandbox. It can be gathered into domains that are claimed by one person or regions that are owned by at least a pair of players. This can be done in the Sandbox Commercial Center, which is positioned as one of the 10 best NFT projects by deal volume. The land that the players own can now be edited to what they for land lease and component play like play-to-earn games. The Sandbox is set up to be like a video game as to offer missions, games, and other challenges so that players can receive rewards. This is because the developers of the Sandbox, which is PixOwl, had a long history with creating and setting up games in PC and mobile, and they have collaborated with some of the biggest teams worldwide. The creators even plan to make the game cross-platform, in which we will talk more about later. Because of their experience with game development, PixOwl knows how to run the game and continues to work on the sandbox as it continues to grow in the metaverse platform. Like Decentraland, the sandbox also had its fair share of sponsors and investors. Big companies in names like Snoop Dogg, Ubisoft, SoftBank, and Skybound Entertainment have shared their interest in investing in the game. Even your childhood is joining in the fun, like the Care Bears and Shaun the Sheep has collaborated with the sandbox. In total, the game has amassed $93 million of funding from SoftBank alone. Let's talk about what the future holds for both of them. The future plans for the sandbox are bright, whereas Decentraland is not so much. The sandbox just released, but they already have eyes set for 2023. Like what was previously mentioned earlier, PixOwl plans to make the game cross-platform by introducing it to the mobile scene before the end of 2022, which is a nod to the early days of the game when it was a mobile game to start with. Not only that, but they also plan to put it on consoles like the Xbox and PlayStation sometime soon. With funding from the Sandbox Foundation, they plan to release around 5,000 different games within the game for players to enjoy and earn tokens with. They also plan to create in-game jobs wherein players can work and manage their business within the game, like how casinos work with Mana in Decentraland. Speaking of Decentraland, there is no long-term plan at the moment as it is mostly community-driven, which means that the people get what they want if they work for it. However, there is a proposal that the game shall be in the hands of the original founders, the Decentraland Foundation, which means that there will be clear plans in the future. Despite being community-driven, the game is still one of the biggest markets out there and is continually growing, especially of features that it has that is not present within the sandbox, like the in-game art galleries. Moreover, Decentraland has now collaborated with Southbuy, one of the largest brokers of fine art in the whole world. This means that the art pieces of NFTs sold within the galleries of Decentraland can be sold to one of the biggest auctioneers in the world. They're also not done yet, as the plan is to bring bigger brands and names into the game for the first few months of 2022 and allow them to sell their own NFTs there. If the sandbox plans to be cross-platform, well, Decentraland plans to be cross-game. It plans to share information and data with a couple of metaverse games and will change how the industry develops in the future. Although some people claim that crypto mining is bad for the environment, especially when using the Ethereum blockchain, both the Sandbox and Decentraland have partnered with Polygon to reduce the carbon footprint of the games. Their goals are to remove the carbon release in the air when trading in the games almost entirely when playing the game by planting trees with the partner Polygon. Now comes the biggest factor that you need to consider when buying and investing in either games: the price of their items. Decentraland has a higher cap size when compared to the Sandbox, with around $6 billion compared to Sand's $5.5 billion. Because of this, it is harder for Mana to move up in the cryptocurrency ladder. There was one time where the total number of Mana was set to 2.8 billion, but all of it was gone, all thanks to the auctioning of the land sold in the game. Because of the scarcity of land, each of the 90,601 units of land is gaining more and more precious for sellers. Right now, the cheapest land you can get is $10,000, which is a significant increase of around $5,800 a couple months back. As previously mentioned before, the market cap of the Sandbox is lower compared to Decentraland with $6.3 billion. Around $3 billion is the total supply of the game, while $900 million is being traded at the moment, which makes climbing in the crypto market a lot easier. However, it is said that they will continue to release more Sand tokens in the future, which might decrease the value of the tokens. However, unlike Decentraland, the Sandbox does not throw away and burn their tokens and instead give it back to keep the economy flowing and not crash. However, people are troubled as the creators are planning to sell their Sand tokens in a few years' time, which may affect the market value of the items in the Sandbox. Ultimately, more and more people are drawn to the idea of the metaverse. More people are venturing into the world of crypto and investing in the digital world. Every day, we stray further away from reality and into bytes, data, stocks, and information. The metaverse certainly has a bright future ahead of it, especially as a lot of people are getting into it and brands are putting their money to develop a better world for players worldwide. Now that you're wiser and know more about both worlds, the choice is in your hand. Will you go for the structured methodology of the sandbox and invest in SAD, or will you go to the community-driven world Decentraland and buy mana? Personally, I would invest in SAND tokens, but I'm not opposed to mana tokens either. Like I said, I am not here to persuade you into choosing one over the other, as both can be a good investment when played correctly. The choice is yours on what you will ride to the moon. If you have made it to this point in the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what video game you are most excited about 2022 for a chance to win our shoutout giveaway. If you would like to learn more about why Enjin is the gaming coin of the future, click here to watch this great video explaining it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have fun cashing out!